This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now, as I've been making this incredible transition from, just getting anything that Games Workshop comes out with, to really branching out and trying different types of games. For instance, you're going to be seeing a review on this bad boy. Oops. Dead Zone. I've talked about First Blood 2, Conquest, and Infinity, which you've already seen a video, and how passionate I am about these things. There is some really wonderful stuff out there that you really don't even know about. CAV, Strike Force Operations, that you're going to be seeing videos in the next week or two, and stuff like that. And, some of the real strengths are, I want to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of all these companies. And I'm going to generalize because I don't want to pin it on one particular company. But some of the strengths are, number one, customer service. Okay? One thing that I've learned, especially in talking with Ronnie from Mantic, from Core Bella and Parbellum. Okay, when I've reached out to them, they've gotten back to me, and they have been absolutely fantastic in their support. Sometimes I hear, horror stories about things, and that's with anything. But there are responses to questions. They're willing to answer and help you with things. A small little channel like this, that they're willing to go the extra mile and make sure that you have what you need and understand certain things, or if you have a question, that they answer it. Do you get that with the big guy? No, because it's the big guy, folks. Okay? All it's caring about is how its engine runs, and the people that it backs, okay? Not the general public, not the Joe Schmo that goes into the store and maybe, every other week spends $100, okay? And because that's all he can do. They want the big fish, okay? What these companies want is they want everybody, and they want everybody to have fun. They listen, they recreate. Listen, we're on First Blood 2. There's been a lot of improvements. There's been some things that people have said, well, I like this better in 1. You can't make everybody happy, of course, but you're seeing some things here. Dead Zone, the quality of the miniatures are far superior to what they were when I got the first edition. And you get so much in that box. It allows you to play with anything that you may have, whether you have Star Saga, Firefight, or anything else, that you can plug in those pieces into Dead Zone and have a great time. And I'm just really impressed with the better sculpts, the ease of things. Now, some of the things that other things that are really fantastic is take a look at Corbellus and Infinity, what it does. Okay, here's a system that just really stands out, and people need to see it. It's kind of a real-time strategy, and I really, really like what it's doing. It's doing some fantastic things. What Mantic's doing with Firefight, I like some of that stuff. Now, I can say on as far as a media position, GW is horrible. I found that once Mantic answered all my questions, I kind of haven't heard from them again. That's all right. Again, small fish, big pond. That's me. And I was hoping to do some things with them. Corbellus, Parbellum, they've been very open. They've helped me with a lot of things, and they really want me to showcase their game. And I'm excited about it, because it's not because that they pay attention. These are good games, folks. Games Workshop's all about the models now, and they're not about the gameplay. I don't think the gameplay's that great. Warcry's starting to get broken. Kill Team's doing some weird things that things work off symbols, which scratch my head. I'm getting out of these games all the things that I've wanted, even Legion and things like that. Am I having to pay $300 for really top-notch miniatures and scenery? Well, if it looks pretty, that's great, but if it doesn't play well, is it fun? No, you're going to look at it once and then you're going to put it in a box and you're going to put it away. You're going to put it away. But I'm finding that the gameplay is solid on all this stuff. I like the little additional box sets that you could get, like for Crimson Stone. You guys seen, my set that I set up, and I did a little explanation on that. Code 1, here's how it works. Then you can go into N4. Really done very, very well. Barbellum with Conquest. The Last Argument. I got the original box. I was even written by the guy, and he goes, well, that's our very first box set that we ever put out, and I don't think the miniatures are as great as ever. Is the gameplay good, pal? Yeah, it's great. Are the miniatures the best? No. Are they a lot better now? Yes. They have a new set with the 2-player set with the Nord. Now, I am very fascinated in getting those Nord here, okay, because you know me in my ice worlds and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm excited to do that, but I'm really hooked on the Old Dominion. I like their look and feel. And the fun I'm having with that. You're going to see videos on that. Infinity. Dead Zone. Kings of War is my next venture. And I'm really looking forward to trying to get some of that in. I'd like to get a 2-player starter set and really showcase that for you. Some people... I'm going to talk about the negative stuff in a second, but I'm really I want to highlight and tell you that as I've expanded and started looking at things that are out there, I found a world of things that I never knew existed, and how much fun I'm having. Okay? How easy it is to get into, and the gameplay. It's a lot more fun. It's more about the game than the models. And the models are great. I like working with the metal models. I love pewter models. I love what they do. I think they're fantastic. This Dead Zone, the plastics are good. Even the resin stuff is very, very good. I've been very, very happy with what I've seen out of that stuff. Let's talk about Talon Games. Listen, there's nothing wrong with BattleTech. There's nothing wrong with Alpha Strike. But this Strike Operations is such a good balance in between, and does such a fantastic job. I can't, we're showcasing that. We painted a bunch of that. Okay? There are a lot of great games out there that you don't have to be a slave to Games Workshop. Okay? Yes, the lore's there, and we keep, the problem is we remember a better time. A lot of us, a lot of the older guys, like myself, we remember a better time, a better moment. We remember the beginning. You never let go of your childhood in a way. And that's what happens. And we block out all this other stuff when all this other stuff is great. It really is. Now, for some of the negative stuff, unfortunately, okay, finding people to play with. Okay? I went to our local game store and I started talking about certain things, and I said, yeah, you got everything GW. He goes, yeah. And he goes, these other games, I would love to carry these games, but finding people to play is hard. It's, Johnny come lately kind of thing. It'll come out, they'll play it for a while, and then they move on to something else. Where they're, GW, it's almost like they keep on, it's I always use the girlfriend analogy, but it is this thing that they just, if they do the right, once in a while they'll hit home, and people will always come back. Oh, what's this new thing? Okay, maybe they got it right. Maybe they got a new CEO. Maybe they're not worried about the stock holders, and they'll come back. A lot of these painting channels will invest all their time, because that is their profession, is to making beautiful models look beautiful. Who's got the best models in the world, folks? Warhammer. Are these companies able to do Games Workshop miniatures? No. And that's kind of hurts them, I think, a little bit. Because then they don't get that push. Because a lot of times, you remember the old magazines, you would look at those old magazines and you would go, wow, I want to do that, and I want to play that on the table. Look out these paint jobs and the scenery and all this other stuff. You know, you remember all that stuff. And you don't get that with these sets or people showcasing those sets. But these are good, solid models. And the gameplay is really, really, really good. And we're not branching out. We're not saying, hey, you know something, I'm not going to feed their engine. I'm gonna give input here, and I'm going to get the feedback I need. You know, where's a replacement for Blood Bowl? Okay, you're not going to find it. I thought Dread Ball was good, but where do you find Dread Ball? You can't find it anymore. Guild Bowl, what happened to that? That no longer exists. Okay, didn't take off. Blood Bowl is the all-time epitome game. Let's give it to GW. That's a win in their column, folks. But again, like I said, you know, trying to find people that'll play these games is hard. Then you got to find, if you can't find people to play it, you're not going to find people that are going to support it. Because people are not getting the word out on a lot of these things. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. These great companies, you know, Talon Games, Mantic, Parbellum, Chorus Bellis. These are things that we need to really bring to light. Listen, if you don't like it and you want to stay with GW, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay? But my eyes have been open where I want you to see these other things. Because these people really care and are developing things and trying to make these things even better, affordable, and fun. And that's what it really comes down to. We need more channels out there really, really pushing this stuff and making sure that you get a good look. Not just, hey, I got this in. Here it is. Okay, I did my part for this company. Now I'm going to go move on to something else. We need to continually support, continually show things, and make it available to you so you get a good feel for it. You want to check out a Warcry video? Let me tell you something. You type in Warcry and look how many things come up. And then you type in some of these other games, you find a couple channels that do things, and then that's it. It needs support on every single level, from YouTube, from in stores to online stores, to communities, trying and building and getting value out of what they can. Getting good gameplay. And I think that's where the strengths and weaknesses come in with these companies and against, you know, the monolith. You know, and another thing is, you know, sometimes the instructions aren't the greatest, okay? I've ran into a couple things where I'm trying to build things, and I have one example of how to put something together. Be more thorough in your explanations on how to put things together. If people get frustrated, you're going to lose them. Because right now, they go out on a limb and they said, well, I'm on the fence about this. I'll bring this in and I'll try it. First impressions are everything, folks. Look what happened with Mantic. Okay? Early on, the first impression stuck with me for a good 15 years until I decided, all right, Luke, 15 years in, let's give it a second look. All right? My first impressions with Infinity, very, very good. Okay? I had gotten that set a while ago, and people said, you need to try it. I brought it in, never got to it. That's different because there's so much stuff I go through for a channel. But if I spent my hard-earned dollars and I said, okay, well, let me put this together, I would have been blown away a lot sooner and a lot more invested. And be singing the praises of this like I am now. Same thing, I'll never forget when I went to Gen Con and I saw Conquest for the first time. I went, whoa, look at this. Look at this. And I tried to get in front of the guys and I couldn't. And I wanted to talk with them, but I ended up going someplace else. My first impression always stuck in the back of my head. And I said, I need to get to this. But I got Warcry, then I went to Kill Team, then I went to this, Necromunda, so forth and so on. And I got put on the back burner. Now, all of a sudden, this First Blood and this Last Argument of Kings, I'm playing catch-up. And they've come out with better and improved rules. Why? They want you to have a great experience. These are all positive things. But the 3 phases have to be on the money. Even Parbellum here. Some of the stuff I was kind of like, I don't get these instructions too much. I finally figured it out, but I could see where somebody gets frustrated and goes, okay, I'm going back where I have detailed instructions on every miniature on how to, you try to cut a little cost to make things cheaper for people. It's understandable, but your information has to be dead on because your first impression is everything. And that's all it takes. You turn somebody sideways once, they're gone. They're not coming back. I'm a rarity. I came back and I'm doing different things. Am I going to abandon? Some of the things I have? Blood Bowl? Never. Dungeon Bowl? Never. My love for those will always be there. New rules? Okay. Don't ruin the game on me. You ruin that. That's it. That's it. Now you really lost me. But I'm venturing out and I'm finding things. And I'm finding cracks. But the cracks aren't big enough to fall through. I think what you have here is something special with just these 3 games. I'm looking at other things that I'm going to bring to you. I'm working on Legion right now. I never thought I'd get another thing from Fantasy Flight, Atomic, whatever the heck it is. We're going to look at Marvel Protocol. I've got that sitting on the shelf. We have a lot of different things that we are going to branch out and check out. And if you're somebody out there that has something that is undersold or just not hitting it, hey, I'm here. I'm going to push hard. I'm going to bring it. I'll help you. If you want my help, email me. NovaPrime860@hotmail.com. I will do what I can for as long as I can. That's your dog cruncher. Folks, strengths and weaknesses. I wanted to point that out. A lot of people go, games that I've enjoyed that aren't GW. And that'll get a lot of views. But do we talk about the strengths and weaknesses that hey, hold on. Yeah, this is a little bit this, but you're going to get your value out of it. That's what we need to be doing. Not looking for views, not looking for likes, but looking to give good, solid information and make people understand the little things. You will have some bumps in the road with this stuff, folks. But at the end, when I sat down and I played, I had experiences, good experiences. A lot better than I've had lately with other things. Unbalanced gaming and things like that. These things have been well thought out and are very balanced and a lot of fun, and that's what it comes down to. Value and fun. Are you going to play it more than once? Or are you just building something to make it look pretty? Sometimes you got to think things through, folks. Until next time, it is your old pal Rob saying, I will see you soon, everybody. Have a great, great day and more content to come.